Welcome back. You're watching Business Morning on Channels Television. Don't forget you can be part of the program. You can tweet at Biz Morning or at Channels TV to get your contributions in. You can also tweet at me. I'm at CTV Harriet. And people will also be glad to mind your business. You can send us an email to businessmorning@channelstv.com. So let's get this conversation on. Of course, it's already on, but let's push it further and tell you our poll question for the week. It's a question we've been asking for most of last week, of course, following the announcement of the U.S. elections. Now, that Donald Trump is the president-elect. What should define Nigeria's mid to long-term agenda for Trump's presidency? Should it be social economy, security, or good governance? It's easy to be part of this poll. It's on our Twitter handle at BizMorning, so you can drop your comment. You can actually vote which one of these options you'd like, and you can also send us your thoughts via email to businessmorning@channelstv.com. One of the top stories this hour, Nigeria's headline: consumer inflation breaches 18.3% in October, higher by 0.83% from September level and worse by 0.48% over a year period. A new set of data released early today by the Statistics Office shows food sub-index higher to 17.1% by 0.48%, while all items less farm produce climbs 0.4% to 18.1%. The data shows inflation in urban centers worse by 0.81% last month to 15.3%, while inflation in rural areas climbed also higher by 0.84% to 13.3%. Contributing to the surge in the headline consumer inflation last month were higher prices of food, energy, and transportation. Today's October inflation comes just a week before the Central Bank's Monetary Policy Committee meets next week, Monday and Tuesday, to decide on interest rate direction for the final time in 2016. Also released today by the National Bureau of Statistics is the Premium Spirit Price Watch. That's for petrol. And according to data, average petrol price across states is 146 naira per litre, still the same as what was recorded in September. What you're looking at there is states with the highest average prices. You have Yobe, Nasarawa, and Abia states. Yobe has 150 naira per litre, sells for 150 naira per litre. Nasarawa state petrol stations sell at 148 naira per litre, and in Abia state, most of the petrol stations sell at 148 naira per litre. Now, states with the lowest average prices are Osun, Delta, and Plateau State. We'll be talking more about this in a bit, but let's quickly review Nigeria oil and gas stocks that we track for you on the program. Finishing off on Friday, the 7 big stocks that we track, well, not necessarily the big stocks, but the 7 major movers of energy movers at the Nigerian Stock Exchange. We saw mostly positive trade recorded for Forte Oil, Mobil, and Owando, but Corn Oil, MRS, Seplat, and Total recorded no change, although we see the volume traded there at the end of Friday's session. Weekly index return came in at minus 4.32%. Despite the positive gains recorded on Friday by most of the stocks we track, it was not enough to push the index into winning ways. So that dropped 4.32%. Year to date is at minus 16.52%. Price to earnings at 50.5 and dividend yield at 2.1%. The Minister for Power Works and Housing has been speaking about his first year in office. According to Mr. Babatunde Fashola, the ministry fared better this year. That's with regards power, especially with regards generation and transmission. Let's listen to him.
The maximum power we have generated this year and in this country is 5,000 plus. The current transmission capacity about 5.9 now, and it's growing progressively. What it must do is that it must stay marginally ahead of the generation capacity. It must not fall behind it, but it cannot also stay too far ahead, because you will pay for it. They will bill for it once they build it, and even if it's not carrying power. So these are the places where, again, we protect consumers by timing what we do. If the power goes ahead of the transmission too, and it is produced and can be ferried, somebody must pay for it. Now, there is also a 240 megawatt emergency power project that the President has approved. If we meet our deadlines, we should complete that project by halfway June next year, because the gas is there in Alpha. We are also working with the generation companies to improve their power generation. And in this regard, let me also speak to the extra power that we have. For example, now, we have lost 3,000 megawatt of power to gas vandalization. But in the last 1 month, we've been oscillating between 3,004. We've peaked, I think on November 5th, we peaked at 4.